Yo, this is Jay Brooks, and right now you're listening to the Lengthy Lads podcast, featuring Annoying Mouse, the average EAFC player, Bertie, aka the Gaffer, and Azza Gaming. So sit back, make a cup, and enjoy this episode of the Lengthy Lads. Bosh!
Yes, let's get lengthy. Welcome back to another episode of the Lengthy Lads podcast with me, Ryan, the average FC player, Azza, Annoying Mouse, and Shane, here to chew the fat with all the things FC 24. It's here, gents, team of the year, and oh my word, I am so excited to start ripping my 300 save packs that have been accumulating over the course of the last few weeks or so. We have got a perfect Patelas card, a magical Messi, and a bombastic Bellingham that I would do stupid things to get into my club. We've got a lot to talk about, gents. Loads to talk about. The Team of the Year upgrade grind, what we're going to do to keep the game fun and interesting. We've got an Annoying Mouse question time. And of course, we finish off all over Azza's bits. Shane, it is an exciting time to be on the game, mate. I'm loving the menu grind that we've been given. But how are you? And how was your champs this weekend?
I'm all good, mate. Standard champs, 11 wins. Nothing in the rewards, really. I'm excited, yeah. I'm looking forward to next week. Well, Thursday now when the full team's out. No, I've been grinding. Hard today as well, but nothing of colour yet. I was tricked into a white flare yesterday, but it was just a base Vidic, obviously ex-Man United. My heart stopped for a bit, but no, nothing as of yet to note.
Yeah, I'm really struggling not to open packs at this very moment in time. You know, and you've got so many save packs and you're like, oh, one will do. One, I can open one. And then you open one, you've opened 100. So I haven't opened any yet. I'm keeping them there until, I think, Friday. I think the honourable mentions come out Friday, and I think that's when I'm going to start ripping them all. Azza, smashing stream last night. Very much enjoyed it, mate. I very much enjoyed clipping everything that you were doing with your fingers. How are you? And how was your champs experience?
Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for the kind words. Was doing a lot with my fingers during stream yesterday. If you didn't watch it, go and watch the VOD now. Champs was good. We took a different approach, obviously, because we were on stream, and we kind of just let the viewers decide what to do once we hit that 11 wins, which I think is going to be something we'll do every week now, because like I said, I haven't bothered with the higher wins for a long time now, really. So yeah, had some great fun. We had Cannavaro in goals. You know, we had bronze players scoring screamers, and we had a team of baldies.
I just want to apologise to Az as well, because I was originally in the stream and I left to. I actually said that I was naked having a shower and didn't return, so I don't know what he thought I was doing, but I did actually fall asleep.
Thought you'd fallen over and broken your hip.
So if you do watch the video back, it may say that I was naked going in the shower.
Look at that lovely imagery that everyone listening's got. Yeah. Shane naked in the shower and then falling asleep. Fantastic.
One for the bank.
Yeah, baby. Mouse, obviously you streamed for the first time in a very long time this week. That was another thing I was absolutely buzzing about, mate. Now we've got 3 members of the Lengthy Lads and I'm the odd one out again. But hey ho, how did you find it? How did you find your streaming, and how was your champs experience?
Yeah, it was start for the stream. Yeah, it was really good. Something a bit different, something I've never done before. I've only streamed. I streamed once before, but just with voice, never with cam ever before. And so yeah, it's a bit of an experience, but it kind of, it actually makes you concentrate more on actually playing the game. I always find, because I don't want to let people down when they're in the stream. So I got to 11-7. Thanks to you boys, obviously, for being there and jumping in and helping me out. Do you know what? It's something new, and it's something new for the game. So it gives me another side to actually play in the game, which I think is the main thing. And we'll pick up more later on about having fun playing the game. But it brought a new aspect to the game for me, and it's something that I really enjoyed. So yeah, I think it'll become a regular thing, hopefully, which would be fantastic. But yeah, champs. I just play champs and that's it. No targets, no nothing. That's it. Play it, hope for the best. And that is the best way.
Try and get Saul off some goals.
Exactly.
That is all we need. And that was exactly what Azza was doing yesterday as well. So,
Yes.
See, my champs experience started off incredibly well. I think I was 8-2, and then I went 9-2, and then I went 9-3, 9-4, 9-5, 9-6, 9-7, and then managed to get my 11 wins, and then I gave the rest away. So I actually thought I was on for 14, and then suddenly I'm blaming DDA. It was all DDA.
It's always that.
Always DDA. No, I just lost it completely. I should have had a break. Should have done it the next day. I tried to do them all 20 games in one day and qualies, and I think I was just absolutely fucked from it, to be quite honest. But very much enjoyed it. Left all my packs. Haven't opened anything apart from the picks, and I think I've got like a couple of 87s in the picks. Anyway, this is the third podcast, gents, that we're going to talk about Team of the Year. But to be quite honest, I just can't contain the excitement. I have a theory, and my theory is every single one of us is going to pack a Team of the Year, even if it's Mary Earps. Every single one of us is going to pack a Team of the Year this year. And if anybody isn't going to pack one, it'll be me, because I'm the only one that's fucking saved packs properly. Anyway.
I've got over 100.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
50.
But you didn't save last year, did you, Mouse? And you packed two.
No, I didn't. I packed two,
yeah. And the reason I think everyone's going to pack one is just the sheer amount of fodder that EA are just throwing at us left, right, and centre. I have got 26 83 doubles. I've got like 20 83 by 10s, and yeah, some of those are store SBCs and stuff, but it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ludicrous how many store packs, fodder packs, etc. are being thrown at us. Go on, Mouse, you want to...
Yeah, so I've got a question. I thought about this earlier. So I don't know we'll see what you boys thought about this. That there's two options here. There's either they're going to drive pack weight into the ground, or they don't want these Team of the Years being expensive.
Well, nothing else is expensive. So
No, that's the two options. But I'd rather have the second one, to be honest, because I don't know. The amount I'm seeing coming out of packs currently makes me sway towards the second one. But I just wanted your guys' thoughts on what you think, which way you think it's going to sway.
I will sway towards the second one. However, I think it's a little bit shitty what they've done with the upgrade packs. Maybe not shitty. Maybe shitty is the wrong word. But having two leagues in there doubles the amount of players that are in there, which doubles the amount of rares which are in there, which makes it way more difficult to pack them from that upgrade pack. So I think from store packs, piece of piss. Danny Gordon, he's packed bloody loads of them, he has ridiculous pack luck, and he's just had CR7 in a pick, by the way. It's like wild cards, whatever it was. Like he's had loads. Carlito's had a couple from a store pack. He's had tradable Haaland, and he's just hit Patelas as well. So maybe store packs are the way to go if you want to pack a Team of the Year, gents. But I ain't going to be opening them. I'm not giving EA any more money. I'd rather grind. So yeah, I sway towards the second one. I think that they're just going to be throwing them out for fun, personally.
Anyone else got any thoughts?
Yeah, this week so far feels like they're coming out left, right, and centre. But I was a bit worried that maybe when it gets to the full team, we'll see barely any. But maybe that's just me being paranoid that I've saved a couple of packs and think that it's just gonna do me in, and maybe I should have opened a day or two sooner. But it's like you said, store packs, they should be really common, because I looked at the one big pack earlier on. I think it was an 8.9% chance of packing a Team of the Year.
Wow.
When have we ever seen percentages that high? That's insane.
Still at 1.2, isn't it? It's normally ridiculously low.
Yeah, it's normally less than 1 a lot of the time. So obviously we've got these massive store packs that come out these days, and yeah, I think we'll see a lot of them untradeable, which obviously won't impact the market too much, I guess. But yeah, I think we'll see way more this year, especially with there being more as well. Obviously we got the females in there this time. and some of them look a lot better than the men's cards, to be fair. So be quite interesting to see how many we come up against in FUT Champs, say a couple weeks down the line, because I've barely seen any last year in FUT Champs, really.
I've seen a shit ton of loans.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Sophia Smith loan everywhere.
Everywhere you go.
It's because I'm sure that was her and Sam Kerr were the only picks for the attackers. It's what it felt like.
Shane?
I'm just trying to. I'm not panicking yet. I'm actually trying to be positive. I posted the other day saying there's plenty of time. There's people stressing already, and the full team hasn't even been released yet.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard. It should be hard to pack these players as well. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people packing them. Don't get me wrong, but it should be hard. I'm off work next week, so I'll be plenty of grinding from me. If it gets to Wednesday, Thursday, and I've still not got one, then I'll start to panic.
It was late last year.
Yeah.
What, for me?
Wasn't it? It got quite late.
Yeah, and then he found one in his club.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm confident. The amount I do and the amount of coins I've got to sink into the leagues and stuff, I'm confident. Yeah. I think one will pop up.
I'm confident we're all going to get one. And if not, just go and buy Mary up. She'll be about 80k.
Yeah.
Now, most of us are saving for Thursday/Friday, but I want to know what your grind is going to be, lads. Me personally, I think I'm going to go for recycling everything, no man left behind or woman, and I'm going to throw them into Premier League and La Liga upgrades, mainly because I want Jude Bellingham a lot, and there's obviously a lot more in the Premier League packs that are available. However, I would absolutely love that Karchawi left back card. That would be the dream. So I might have to throw some into the Liga and ones. But what about you boys? What's your plan over the course of the promo itself? That when full team are out, Sawa's just come out, and she looks incredible. And Shane, have you already done her? I think
she's
already been done. So that's one SBC that I obviously would like to get completed. I am halfway through Hullet, which I'm kind of annoyed about now because I don't think I'd have done him if I hadn't started him. So yeah, what's your grind going to be? Let's go Azza first.
Mine is going to be a lot like my life in general. I'm just going to wing it on the spot thinking. I don't have the patience to do the no man or woman left behind kind of tactic. I forget the dupes I need to put in, and then I get angry, and then I just end up discarding them. So yeah, I'm just going to take it as it comes, enjoy whatever SBCs may come out. Maybe delay. I want Sawa in there, but maybe delay it just in case something else comes out that really might excite me. I don't want to feel like how you are with Hullet. So yeah, I think I'll take it as it comes. We've got plenty of time, like Shane said. I don't have to rush. I got loads of decent packs saved up. I've got 10 83 times 10s, for example. That's 183 plus players due to come into my club that'll obviously end up in an SBC somewhere. So I'll take my time with it and just enjoy it. I'm getting one this year. It is happening. It's going to happen. I'm manifesting it. I'm getting a blue, and hopefully
and it's going to be on stream as well.
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
you're going to stream it, and it's going to pop up on stream, and we're all going to be buzzing and also very jealous. Shane?
I'm sticking to my league SBCs. Like as I said, the no man left behind thing is just too much because you get too many dupes and stuff, and I can't. I just find it so time consuming when you gather in the players anyway.
Yeah.
Like you, I'll be sticking to Prem and La Liga because I just think they're the best options to get one of them, if that makes sense. And then yeah, I'm hoping we get some player picks. Like Mouse said yesterday, we got them this time last year, and they're not arrived yet. But I'm hoping we'll get player picks to send some into as well. But yeah, it'll be mainly the premium for me, Premium League SBC. Get some luck from that, hopefully.
I would guess that. Well, I won't guess it because you can't really guess what EA is going to do. But I would say when the Winter Wildcard upgrade goes, maybe that's when they'll throw a player pick at us.
Well, I mentioned earlier as well, I thought we might have got one of them Team of the Year crafting things that seem to come out a bit
Yeah,
promo now, but the wild card hasn't finished. I don't think yet. I think it's next day.
No, but that you
it's like
make
a
really good
day and a
point.
half. Day.
So we may get one of them.
You make a really good point because that would you could do
You know,
it
with
as a
like an
78
honourable
plus.
mention at the end of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, may do it as a 78 plus to replace it from last year. Would make sense.
Was it 75 plus last year?
75 player pick and 78 triples were what we got.
Yeah.
But,
Interesting. Mouse, what's your play going to be?
well, to be fair, because I haven't really done many SBCs this year, so I've got Sour. I'll be able to complete before the end of the week anyway. I've got enough in the club to get it done. I do want to do Zico because he screws me over every time I play him. So yeah, he's definitely on my radar. There's quite a few really players wise, like Alphonso Davies. I think he looks absolutely nuts. And there's a reason he's 7 squads for a left back. That Alex Morgan looks like a bit of a laugh as well. So yeah, there's quite a few SBCs, and then obviously depending on what else comes out as well. My plan is to get my packs obviously done, but then I think Prem will be the one. I might throw a few at MLS just because I'd like that Sophia Smith because I've used the loan and it's amazing, and obviously Messi's in there as well, and you have got the lowest drop rate of rares in there. I know you've only got 2. You've only got 2, but you never know. Honourable mentions, you might get more. So it could actually, if there's a few that come out of the Women's League in the States, it might actually be a good SBC to do. And then apart from that, I'll probably do what I did last year and just dabble. So I just dabble around, do a bit of league SBCs, depending on what I've got in my club at the time and what's the easiest way for me. So I think I'll just dabble around various different SBCs and hope for the best. Yeah. Dabble. I do like that. I do like the word dabble, yeah. I don't, I'm a bit like Azza. Rather than making a plan, I'll kind of just wing it and sway whichever way I need to go at the time. So,
I think Azza does that as well, doesn't he?
Oh,
he does.
We're going to have a tiny little break in the pod now. We have all got an 85 plus player pick to open. If one of us gets a blue, it's going to be fucking mental. We're going to go mad. Probably going to be like a shit one, even if it is. I bet one of us gets Mary Earps now. But gentlemen, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no blue for me.
No.
Cobalt.
Tony Cruz.
Although Rolfo was robbed, so...
She was robbed.
Yeah, she was robbed, to be fair, yeah.
So, well done, Shane. You've packed a team of the year. Congratulations.
Well, I got Salah twice tradable earlier, and he was robbed, so there's about 8 mil.
I bought all of the 84s for that.
30 coin refresh as well.
Yeah, I did as well,
Fuming. Right, anyway. Boring. Right, gents, moving on from Team of the Year, I wanted to chat a little bit about gameplay, but not the state of the game like we would usually talk about. I would just like to talk about what you guys are doing to have a little bit more fun on the game at the moment. So yesterday, Azza got his 11 wins relatively early on, and then used a full bold team, just in homage to Shane, really. It was really, really good fun to watch, really enjoyable.
It was incredible.
Like Sandro, what a beast, by the way.
Passion they were playing with.
They were playing for the badge. They were playing for the badge, 100%. But it got me thinking, what are you boys doing to try and keep it fresh? I mean, it's a fucking really ridiculous question, isn't it? We're 3 months into a game and we're asking what we're doing to keep it fresh. But me, for example, I've started getting more into the Evo section of it now. So I've got Rutter done. I've got my Kamara done. I'm looking at maybe a Patrick Bamford in Evo next, just to try and boost that kind of Leeds connection, hopefully get them into the team a little bit more and use them in rivals. But I just want to know what you boys are doing. Mouse, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to not take it too seriously. I think it's something I've guilty of in the past of trying to chase targets of what I want to do. So I kind of just this year just going to have fun. I'm just going to play it as a game. I'm not, if I'm going to set targets and stuff like that, I'm going to do it in the real world in my real life because that's where it actually matters. You know, in a game that refreshes every year, it doesn't matter. You know, you can play whatever you want. You know, like this time of year, it's team of the year. If we don't pack a team of the year, we don't pack one.
Oh well.
It's simple as that. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. You know, it's not the life or death of things. You know, we have some people saying out there, "Oh, I've opened 40 packs and I've not got one." You know,
You're not
people
supposed to.
people open thousands of packs and don't get one. It's, you know, don't, just like Shane said, don't stress yourself. There's no point in stressing yourself. So for myself this year, like I said, I'm not setting any targets. Also, I know a lot of people hate it, but staying in a comfortable rivals division, I couldn't give a shit if you think I'm sandbagging. I don't care. I'd rather have a better experience and play games and not keep losing and things like that, and just have fun playing the game where I can mess around. I can try and score different goals with different players and, you know, have a bit of fun and do it that way rather than having to stress over getting 7 wins every week. It's just not worth the hassle. But anyone who's like a Div 1 elite, don't do it. Just stay where you are up the top, please. Also, if you're doing objectives, I always do them in squad battles. Right, we're known for doing them on the pod. We do, you know, a lot of us have squad battles running in the background to do objectives because you don't get stressed doing it. You can literally just do it, do what you need to do, put your controller down, happy days, and you'll get the objectives done. I do it a lot of time if I'm doing housework and things like that, just because I can get them done while I'm doing something else, but then I don't have to stress about it. Another one, not expecting any specials in packs. Just, if you don't expect them, can't get disappointed. Simple as that. Again, same as with Team of the Year, just don't do it. A new one I've actually tried this year is trying new formations. Now, last year I used 4-2-4 pretty much the entire cycle, and I've never ever changed. But this year I've actually dabbled in quite a few new ones, and it's forcing me to play in a different way. So, like, sometimes having to play a bit of a passing game, and it's nice because I'm not, again, it's not being stale. I can actually try different things. You know, sometimes it won't work, but it's always worth a try. Evos this year, I think, are huge for us. You know, I'm using players that I've never ever heard of before, evoing them up to decent levels and using them. You know, I've got Soloth, obviously was always going to be one, but I've got that Babachide, and, you know, I used her in champs this weekend, and she'll stay in my team because she's such a good card. But she's a fun card. She's not, you know, a lot of people have done her, but people will just get bored of her and throw her away. You know, so I'd rather use a lot of players that people aren't using. Also, I've a key one. I'm having a break from using the web app. So a lot of times now, I'd be at work and stuff like that, and I'd be using the web app and stuff like that. But I'm actually starting to take a break from it a little bit more. Over Christmas, I did it with taking a break from Twitter and also from the web app and stuff. And, you know, it does work for me. Like on a Sunday and a Monday, I hardly ever go on Twitter or anything like that either. I just use it as my time away from the grind and stuff like that, so I can go and play, you know, get to play Call of Duty with my boy. So, you know, something like that is nice because I get a break away from the game and I get to do something that's equally enjoyable. So, yeah, that's pretty much my list of what I'm doing, and obviously streaming because it's something completely new. It's out of my comfort zone and it's something to make the game a little bit different. So, this is the most fun I've had in FIFA in a long time. I know it's not FIFA, but I don't care. You know, the first time I've had this much fun, you know, last year, just post Team of the Year, I had a month break because I just had enough because it was just dire. But this year, that's the furthest thought away from me at the moment. So it's clearly working for me.
Yeah, some cracking pieces of advice there from the eldest member of our community. You know, when you are 65 years old, you do actually have a wise head on your shoulders a lot of the time, don't you? So,
best haircut, I would like to say.
The worst haircut, yeah, nice.
The best haircut.
Unsure. Clinging on a bit, aren't you?
What, with look at my mane? Lovely.
That's amazing.
For anybody, obviously,
it's the front and back.
Look like Jake Alina.
Who?
It'd be a porn star of some description, I'd imagine.
No, he's an MMA fighter in a series called Kingdom. Cool guy, really cool guy.
Out of context, Azza strikes again. What about you? What are you doing to keep it nice and fresh? And I don't mean in the bedroom because I don't think I want to know.
Well, I was going to say the way I keep it fresh is usually maintaining the bush and using skin-friendly products. But
Nice. Manscaped. If Manscaped fancy a little sponsorship
Yeah.
deal, chuck it across, please do.
That'd be a great promo code, wouldn't it? Lengthy.
Lengthy,
It would be, yeah. If you're listening, guys, then get on it.
Manscaped, hit us up, man. The way I keep the game fresh is I always set challenges. I do. I start RTGs and Nunez to Glory, and then I pick it up, and then I throw it away, and then I start a Torres one, and I'm always trying to start new things. I think that's because the best feeling for me on foot is that starting point where you're kind of grinding a little bit more. Like Mouse said last year, I think Team of the Year came. I messed around with it for like a week, and then I dipped for about a month or so, I think it was. I did have eye surgery as well, which probably didn't help. But I just weren't fussed whatsoever. And this year's been completely different, And I think a lot of that is down to you guys, the community in general, just keeping me engaged, keeping my brain kind of focused on FIFA. Obviously, the podcast helps so much. Constantly trying to think of topics to think about throughout the week and things like that. So yeah, I think a lot of the way I keep it fresh and interested comes from you guys as well. So the game itself never changes. As Mal said, it's the same game every year. We just get different versions of cards now and then, but it's just the same grind over and over again. And to keep finding ways to keep going is nice. And obviously this podcast helped a lot. So yeah, I think you guys keep me going and keeping it fresh more than anything.
Cute.
Yeah. I've just spaffed everywhere.
I am lengthy. No, to be fair, I'll give you your dues, mate. You are correct. This has massively helped me with my motivation to play the game. Massively, obviously enjoy doing the podcast and coming up with the things that we're talking about and stuff like that. So, definitely gives us a little bit of a new lease of life this year with the new franchise. Shane, what are you doing at the moment to keep yourself occupied on the game?
Well, I always run a Liverpool P&P anyway, so like the last week I'll use it for a champs or something like that just to mix it up a bit. I've stopped playing rivals. I only get the 3 wins every week now, and just to get a few players into the club, and you never know, you might get a bit lucky because I just don't enjoy rivals. I find it a chore. For what you get back from it, like I don't think it's rewarding in the slightest.
No.
But yeah, I mean, like Mouse said as well, my Twitter's not very active over the weekend because I have football and stuff like that, doing other things like with the family, and that's my break time kind of thing over the weekend. I'm not anywhere near as active. But yeah, it's the league SPCs for me that keep me going on here. Without them, I'd lose interest very quickly. Like when they're not out at the start of the game and we're waiting and stuff, I'm getting bored and delving into a bit of BPM. I dabble in BPM.
Dabble.
Insert the Cole Pilkington bullshit.
Whilst there's league SBCs and like a menu grind, I'll always be interested, but I'm as guilty as anyone for not knowing when to slow down and like time management and stuff like that. I'm guilty of that. I need to work on that a bit more in terms of like 6 o'clock strikes and I'm on looking what's out and what needs to be done and stuff like that, and when it can wait. There's no rush. It's not going to go away in an hour. That's my biggest issue, and I need to work on that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. 6 o'clock every day. Foot scoreboard pops up on the phone, checking what's going on there. Usually straight on to do a daily login or whatever it is, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think actually we've kind of gone full circle, haven't we? We've gone from what we're doing to keep the game fresh and enjoyable, but also how important it is to have that little bit of a break and have those little kind of I guess goals that we have for our lives as well as in the game. And I think that's a massively important thing, and it's probably quite a good topic to have that conversation with regard to the promo that we've got here. People like Morgan, for example, say for 3 months was it like 3,000 packs in order for him to
What the
have
fuck
this?
was that?
What's that, by the way?
What the fuck was that?
It sounded like a clown car.
It did.
What the
That's the
fuck
train.
was
It's
that?
the train track at the bottom of my road.
That was an unbelievable noise.
Right, do you know what? I'm
Jesus.
Amazing,
done.
you heard
I'm
that.
done.
You know what? I'm amazed you heard that, 'cause I've farted twice and you ain't heard it once. You never heard that.
Oh dear lord.
Oh,
Do you know what? I think we just cut there. This is fucking.
that was incredible.
What is
That was
going on,
genius.
gentlemen? I've lost my trail of thought. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Basically, what we're saying is, do what the fuck you want on this game. Enjoy it. If you get a team of the year, brilliant. If you don't, who gives a fuck?
There you go.
And spend every second of every day on it.
This is a question that's been inspired by the resident lunatic on TikTok, Cal the Dragon. So
He was
he
made
did.
in a lab. He was made in a lab.
Yeah, he's not. He's not a real person. There's no way he's a real person. But there's a few videos going around at the moment because he's doing cameos and stuff like that, right? And in one of the cameos, someone asked him how many goals would they score past him in a penalty shootout. Okay, so and he came back and said he only thinks that someone would score 1 to 2 penalties past him out of 5. Okay, which obviously is delusional. But my question is, how many goals do you think you could score versus a Premier League keeper if you were taking 5 penalties?
2.
I think I could get 4 or 5. Just think about it now. Our keepers have to stay on their line. If you put it any corner, it's in. Unless you scuff it, which you're not going to.
That is also why they get paid a couple $100,000 a week, these top ones.
Yeah, it is. But I still think in a penalty shootout, you've got a decent chance.
Well,
Or am I just overbacking myself?
I was a penalty taker all through my career. Would you call it that?
some player, by the way.
Welsh League was the best I got to. I never missed a pen, and I've played up the UIC, which is just like a university for sports. I mean, I'm sure they have them nationwide. I'm saying them as if they only exist in Cardiff. And we played against some semi-pro guys, just kicking a ball around, playing cooler, FA All-Stars, wherever you call it from where you're from. And I was taking pens against the one guy there, and he was saving majority of them. And I couldn't imagine the level then further for an actual professional, like Premier League keeper, for example. I think I'd probably scored 2 at a max, maybe none.
Right, no, but you're talking that's a while ago. I'm talking current rules where they can't leave the line.
Yeah,
It's a completely different world now. This is what I mean. Back in those days, I think there's a chance because you could come off your line. But nowadays,
style.
you have to stay on your line.
I'm going to go 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I'm
I also think there's
backing myself
even though you
up.
wouldn't be in a stadium, there is a pressure thing there. You know, I've played darts in the house with my family over the weekend, and when it comes to hitting that double, the double that I've hit plenty of times during that session, even though it was only my sister, my mum, and her boyfriend, that pressure was there, and I think you would have that pressure knowing that it's a professional as well, and I think that would impact you because it's mentally as well taxing as well as it is kind of physically.
Well, I have missed 3 penalties in 3 cup finals, so
Oh, fucking hell.
I
Why did you take the second and third?
Good question. The last penalty I took was in a penalty shootout, and I did score it, and that was this season.
Nice.
And I now take the penalties for my football team. But we haven't had a penalty since, so can't tell you whether I would have scored that one.
How are you allowed? How are you allowed to retake penalties?
So the first cup final, I was 14 years old, and I blazed it over the bar. The second one was fucking dog shit, and I just put it straight down the middle, and the keeper stood there and kicked the ball away. And the third one, I hit the inside of the post, and it hit the goalkeeper and came out. So the penalties got progressively better, but still didn't actually go in the fucking goal. So I would back myself to score 0 penalties and probably miss the target every single time.
At least you're honest.
And
At least you're honest.
left-footed players are supposedly decent at set pieces. I am the complete and utter anomaly of that stereotype because me and penalties are an absolute no-go.
You look like a left footer.
That's fair. You can't say that. How can you
Yeah,
say he looks like a left footer?
If you seen him lining up on a Saturday or Sunday morning, you'd know he was left footed. I could tell.
Because
Look
he's
at him.
probably kicking the ball with his left foot.
It's no, in the warm up. It's always the noncy looking ones, isn't it?
Good one. Good one.
Probably has gloves with short sleeves.
Fuck that. Come on.
bright pink boots.
No. Oh, you've all seen my new boots. They're black and
They're
gorgeous.
They are lovely.
And
One of my best moments in football, like as a teenager, was scoring a winning penalty. Because their coach was the ref, and he was like the winning penalty, and he was like, "Oh, no pressure, mate. If you miss, we're probably gonna win." Obviously, putting me off, and you could tell how nervous I was because I said, "Don't worry, mate. I'm gonna be doing this for Brazil one day instead of Wales." And I dinked it in just a cheeky little chip, and it worked. And my coach was fucking furious with me after it, even though we ended up winning. But yeah, there's nothing quite like it, is it? Scoring a winning penalty. But that wasn't against a 6'4" Brazilian beast like Alisson, to be fair. So
I wouldn't know, mate.
It's just an interesting one. It's just, I think it's a lot easier these days than it's ever been to score a penalty. Like now, it's easier because, like I said, I think you forget they have to stay on their line. That cutting down the space and stuff like that. It just doesn't exist anymore. But, you're more likely, I think, to get in your own head and defeat yourself. Like, as I said, like with that, you're more likely to overthink it. Like, same as like you doing a penalty shootout in FIFA. Sometimes you just get in your own head.
Happened to me last night.
I think, yeah.
I
think maybe the pressure would be off if you're against a Premier League goalkeeper. I feel like I would have less pressure because they're a professional Premier League, like creme de la creme goalkeeper. And I play Sunday League now, so
no expectation.
So I have no expectation. Yeah. If I score a goal, that's a dub in my book. If I miss and he saves it, he's saved it. He's a Premier League keeper that gets paid £100,000 a week. So whatever they get paid. So yeah, for me,
does depend as well who it is. Because if it's
Onana,
if it's Onana, I'll hit them down the middle and he'll stay there, and they'll still go in.
5 against Onana. But against Alisson, I'm looking at him thinking, I fancy this man. How am I supposed to stick this top bins? I can't even look at the net. I'm just.
You're too busy looking at his cock, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're standing there facing that as well. They make the goal look small.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How many people do you know that are 6'4"? I work with a guy that's 6'4", and I'm 6 foot bang on, and he feels like twice my size when I look at him.
My best mate is 6'7".
Alisson doing this.
Yeah, I've got a mate who's 6'7".
He's 6'7", and genuinely, he's slim. He's as slim as me, but my God, you next to him, you just go, "There's no way I'm scoring against you. There's no way."
It's alien.
Yeah, but they can't get down to the bottom corner, mate. We all know this.
Yes, but Mouse, I'd have to put it in the bottom corner. This is the problem.
Yeah, gee, that's a good point.
That's LeBron James like that is 6'7".
Maybe when we do our lengthy lads meet up, we'll do a penalty shootout.
We'll just invite Alisson as well.
We'll get Alisson there.
I'm sure he listens.
Of course he does. We'll get Ali on the phone. Come on, come down to wherever we are. Bring your gloves.
If Alisson, we're going to him, mate. If Alisson's getting involved, we'll go to him.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
We'll get on the training ground and we'll go from there.
We'll tell him it's for a Chris MD video.
I'm gonna have to get practicing. What? I ain't losing this. One.
Right then, guys, it is that part of the pod where we put our football brains against each other and try and pick some scorelines and results in the footballing world. We normally do 4 Premier League games and the Leeds game as well, but obviously it is FA Cup weekend this weekend, so we got 5 FA Cup fixtures that we are going to predict. Of course, we always have a guest do a prediction as well, and unfortunately, when Big JB was on, he wasn't able to get a prediction out. So I have got his vote for this week. And I'll go through his first. But I'll just let you know the fixtures so that you can ponder on it while I'm explaining JB. So we've gone for Leeds at home against Plymouth. Only because we have to put Leeds in, otherwise Ryan will cry.
I won't.
We've gone for Newport at home to Manchester United. So it'll be a real upset if United can win that one. We've gone for a Midlands derby with the West Brom and Wolves game. And we've also gone for something that looks like it could produce some FA Cup magic. Everton versus Luton. And then the last fixture on the list, Leicester versus Birmingham. So I'll give you guys some time to ponder on it while I go through JB's predictions. So JB has gone for a 2-1 victory for Leeds against Plymouth. He's gone for United to win 3-0 against Newport. He's gone for Wolves to beat the Baggies 3-2 in a game that will have plenty of goals, I think. And Everton 1-0 against Luton. And I will get his Leicester v Birmingham one on Twitter because he did miss that one out in his reply. But his minutes for those games, he thinks that United will score in the 4th minute. So he's gone for the 4th minute, which rules it out for the rest of you gents. I will start right-sided this time. So we start with Shane. If we can get a prediction for Leeds versus Plymouth, mate.
Leeds 3-1.
Whew. And then Newport versus Manchester United.
Man U 4-1. Pains me, but
Yeah. West Brom versus Wolves.
1-1. Is it?
And then
it's replays in this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1-1.
it's a good shout, to be fair. Be good if Newport can get a replay, to be fair. Everton versus Luton.
Luton 2-1.
Ooh. And then last but not least,
Everton.
your boys Leicester versus Birmingham.
Leicester 3-1.
Nice. And then I could trouble you for your minutes, obviously
I'm gonna
excluding the
say
4th.
6th.
Sick. Love it. Right, we'll move on over to Ryan, starting with your beloved Leeds against Plymouth.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Ooh. Is that the first time you haven't predicted Leeds to win?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And the reasoning behind it is I don't believe that Daniel Farker really gives a shit about the FA Cup. So I think he'll rest a few players. And Plymouth, actually, when we last played against them, were pretty decent. Plus, my best mate's a Plymouth fan, so I'm going to be...
High face.
Oh, imagine Parker's my best mate. So yeah, I'll go 2-2 and I'll sit on the fence with that one. But in my heart, I'm going to say like 8-0 Leeds.
Sweet. Thank you for that life story.
No problem, mate.
Newport versus Manchester United.
2-1 Newport.
Get in, lads. Go on. West Brom versus Wolves.
2-1 West Brom.
Nice. And then Everton v Luton.
3-0 Luton.
And then last but not least, Leicester versus Birmingham.
I think that's going to be 3-1 Leicester City.
Nice. And what minute do you think the first goal will come in?
Shane, what did you go for?
6th.
6th.
11th.
Ooh. I believe that's what Shane went with last week, funny enough. I was actually going to say, I wonder how many times you will tweet Pieface during that game, but someone beat me to a Pieface comment. So, over to you, Mouse. Leeds versus Plymouth.
I generally don't know. Like, I'm actually struggling with this one. With what Ryan's just said, he's just tried to put me off. I was going to go Leeds to win. Leeds 2-1.
Ooh.
Same scoreline as last time.
And then Newport versus Manchester United.
I'm actually going with 2-0 to Newport.
Yes!
Wow, love it.
Because I think they're going to have a 1-0 lead and United are going to push it and they're going to get caught in like the 88th minute.
Go on.
Yeah,
I've got a feeling.
It happened to Tottenham there, didn't it, a few years back?
Yeah, I can see it happening.
I can't wait to be opening packs on fucking Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is, and watching Newport batter Manchester United. It will be unbelievable.
Genius.
I could just imagine JB fuming listening to this. West Brom versus Wolves.
1-0 Wolves.
Everton versus Luton.
2-1 Everton.
And
That's
then
painful.
yeah, it's horrible.
I've got no conviction with any of this.
And then Leicester versus Birmingham.
5-0 Leicester. Let's do it.
Whew.
Why not?
And the minute of the first goal, of course.
Yeah, that's it was early. It was 3rd minute last week, wasn't it, in the Prem? 12th. I'm going to go high.
12th. Wow. The magic of the FA Cup, boys. We can see some upsets. This will be a very different week, I think. So I've gone with Leeds 2-1 versus Plymouth. Basic scoreline. I've gone for 1-1 Newport versus Manchester United, simply because I really want the Newport boys to get a replay. So I feel like if I speak it into existence, it might happen. I've gone for Wolves to win 3-0 against West Brom, because my close mate who's a Wolves fan, I said, whatever you think happens, we'll go with. So shout out to you, American Andy. And I've gone for Everton to beat Luton 1-0. And I've gone for Leicester and Birmingham to just be 1-1, because I did not prep for that game, if I'm honest. And my minute will be the 3rd minute. I think it's going to be early. It's going to be on a sloppy, muddy pitch somewhere, probably in Newport. But yeah, I've gone for the 3rd minute. And now will be a good time to reflect on the scores as of last week, go through the results, because there has been some movement in the table. All of us have moved, except for Shane, of course. He remains anchored at the bottom.
All right.
It'll come, mate. It'll come. We only had one correct.
That's what she said.
Score prediction. She certainly did. We only had one correct score prediction. Which, yeah, that would be a bit awkward, wouldn't it?
It'll come, mate. It'll come.
It'll come, bro.
I'm patting you on the head.
Oh, dear Lord.
It's hard when you're drunk, man. It's hard. The correct score prediction did come from myself. It was the Bournemouth versus Liverpool game, predicted 4-0 to Liverpool. But the points that we got last week, so I managed to bag 5 points. Shane managed to bag 3 points. Mouse bagged 2. And Ryan got a respectable 4. I did get the bonus point, as the first goal was in the 2nd minute because of the Leeds versus Preston game. And I predicted the 5th, whereas everyone else was just a touch higher than me. And with that, Ryan now takes the lead on 31 points. And I did say we all moved, but me and Mouse are on the same amount of points now at 30, but I'm taking alphabetical priority here and going second. And then Shane remains bottom on 22. So he's got some catching up to do, but a couple of correct scores and he'll be right up there. No one's done a safety yet. You know, safety's still the only one to get 0 points, but with the unpredictable nature of the FA Cup, who knows what might happen this weekend. We could all end up on 0 somehow.
Yeah, I can imagine mine might get 0 this week, to be fair.
Yeah, I've gone a bit rogue in some of them, more trying to will it into existence than anything. But that is it for this round, and hopefully there'll be some more movement in the table next week also.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Lengthy Lads podcast. We massively appreciate every single one of you that tunes in and listens to us boring bastards chat shite. May the Pat gods bless you all with blues. Make sure you follow the Lengthy Lads on Twitter and all of us respectively. And until next time, keep it lengthy, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next episode.